What's going on, everybody? I got a real special guest today. My man, Lance Rivera. He really needs no introduction. If you don't know who he is, then you better go Google it, man. That's really on y'all if y'all don't know who he is. Uncle what's going on, baby?
What's happening? How you,
Nothing,
nephew?
everything good, bro. I really appreciate you coming on the show. I know that like last week I wasn't happy about what I said on the internet, and I may have took some things you said the wrong way or anything like that. So I was like, I really appreciate you coming on so we could just talk about a bunch of shit, not necessarily even me and you, just everything that you got going on and went through. And I seen you on all these, not all these other stuff, but on Vlad and Art of Dialogue. And I'm like, this nigga's story is very interesting. And a lot of people may know, as we get older, a lot of history gets erased. So it's like my man Sin, he come on next. He's mad because my son, the Babe Ruth was a candy bar. He got an attitude about that because niggas not teaching history no more in school. He's mad about niggas don't know who Jesse Owens is. He got a whole attitude with the curriculum going on in school, and that happens in life
Uh,
too. As you go on, certain things get erased, but certain things definitely need to be told and understood, and how certain people got to where they are at in life. You know what I'm saying? So
mm-hmm.
first and foremost, a lot of, and I know I probably said this story 180 times, but I'm gonna say it one more time. The way I got my record deal was when May signed the Bad Boy. He took me to Notorious Big's house, Biggie Small's house. I rapped for Biggie for about, I don't know, maybe 35, 40 minutes straight because I guess Big was in the middle of doing an album at the time. And every beat that he
Mm-hmm.
put on, I just rapped to. I remember like yesterday, he had two bitches in the bed. He had an elevator in his condo. I said, this is the life that I want right then and there. So
Mm-hmm.
I took advantage of the opportunity. And I remember that day he was like, "Yo, how much do you want to do the deal?" And I just thought a standard deal. I was like, "Yo, I want 250, da 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 da." And I remember walking out, and Mace was like, "Cam, don't ever say that. Why would you just say that? Just you don't negotiate in the bedroom." Pause. And I'm like, "Bro, I don't know. I thought that was standard for a deal." But I remember him saying that, "Yo, we gonna call. Um, I'm gonna call my man Un," was his exact words, "and we're gonna get it done." So first and foremost, how did you meet Biggie Smalls, and were y'all friends or just business partners?
Well, first we, I had came home from prison in like, you know, 87, I think I want to say. And when I got home, my brothers and them, they were doing a thing in the streets, but they were ambitious about the music business,
Right.
right? So as time went on, they used to talk about this guy named Biggie all the time, right? This was before the Mr. C mixtape and all that. My youngest brother they used to all pop lock in the hood. So he was like they dancer, and the guy who famously battled Big Cream in Brooklyn,
Mhm.
he was a pop locker, but he was a rapper. And Big was a young kid just battling,
Right.
right? So when I came home, at some point, um, I started seeing Big in on Fulton Street, um, and he used to be like, "Yo, put me in a studio," because my oldest brother was really like pressing him, like, "Yo, bro, let me hear something, let me hear something." And he wasn't letting him hear. So it's funny because that same tape that Mr. C ended up with, my brother ended up with it, right? So he used to be like, "Yo, this dude is dope." So Big, we used to actually take these other cats to the studio. It was a studio downtown Brooklyn, and but we was on some R&B shit. We had a nigga from the hood who sounded like Luther Vandross, and we used to take. He got to the close to the final round at the Apollo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We used to take him up there. He used to sing, and Big was like, "Yo, take me to the studio," and so as time went on. I had met Daddy-O and Kedar. Kedar was the president of Motown one time, responsible for Erica Badu, D'Angelo, Jacob York's cousin.
Right.
So when I first met him, so one day we was around, Daddy was shooting a video for Brooklyn Bounce, and me and Big was talking, and I told Big, I said, yo, I think Daddy-O better than you. And he was like, for real? And I was like, before all of the purists come at me, back then, all he would used had was that freestyle on Fulton Street with Preem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Daddy-O was
It's
Daddy-O.
that the
You know what I'm
Sonic.
saying? Funny,
Absolutely.
'cause I heard you name check him in the
Yeah, yeah,
freestyle you
yeah.
did.
Big,
You
yeah,
know what
I'm
I'm
a
saying?
big
So
fan.
that was that was Daddy-O.
Right.
So I don't really know hip hop. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, I think he better than you, based off of what was going on at the time. He was like, I accept that. So as time went on, so you know, Big at that time, it was like Big had an ambition. You know what I'm saying? He really wanted it real bad. You know what I'm saying? So he had this idea of this group, but he didn't really have it flushed out. It was just like his mans, Lil C's and Chico.
Mm.
They was called the Sixes. So he used to, every record he would sort of name drop Junior Mafia, Junior Mafia. Now this is before they was even a group. So one day I sat back and I said, okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna build it, right? So it started out with this Junior Mafia idea. Big was the boss, and he had his lieutenant Kim. So the group started developing, and I started putting the group together. And I sort of presented the idea and said, "This is what I think Junior Mafia will be as a whole." Right. So
How real
once he
quick? How'd
seen
you
it,
come up with the or who came up with the name Junior Mafia and why Junior Mafia?
well, that was all Biggie.
Okay.
Biggie had the Junior Mafia. He was doing it in records.
Okay.
He was, like I said, whatever was in his mind as it pertained to Junior Mafia. I just know at the time it was just his homies. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a group. They didn't rap. Big was the only one who rapped, right? So I was like, okay, I'm I'm gonna help you build this into something. So I came back, all of his crew that was around him, we used to just stand around, kick it, and I started developing this idea. And I was like, oh, once Klepto was it because it was real part of his real life.
Right.
Klepto used to be a booster, right? And he used to get big, but he had a Q45 Infinity,
Mhm.
and he used to drive Big around. He was sort of like the chauffeur in the beginning, like my man, but let's smoke weed together.
Right.
And then he used to rap. So I was like, okay, Klepto gonna be this part of the group. But it was really like all of those groups was sort of like his subconscious. You know what I'm saying? Like Kim was the lieutenant, the Snakes, Ray Sean and Banger was the hitman. You know what I'm saying? Cheek Delve, the Sixes, they was just this wild party because C's was a part of the Sixes. They was just on some wild, young, balling out, having fun type shit. You know what I'm saying? And Klepto was the nigga that was the hustler, you know what I'm saying? The thief, so it was this real big concept. And it was crazy because there was the original idea. I had made a movie poster. And the original concept that I ran around the music business pitching was the movie poster was Biggie getting out of jail, and he wanted to start his own mafia family, Junior Mafia. But he had to sit down with all of the other families, which was Dr. Dre and the Dog Pound, Scarface and the Ghetto Boys, Luke and Two Live Crew, and then it was who I forgot what the other group was, but he was going to sit down with all of them and ask permission. Now, what's interesting is because I actually pulled it off. I had a conversation with Suge down in Miami, with Luke. Everybody was going to be a part of it, and moving forward, that's when the whole Suge thing went crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that was the original concept. Nas was a part of I wanted Nas to be a part of the group so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like we was all Foxy, all of us was in the hood at the same time. We was all grinding, you know what I'm saying? We was all, I came out of, because I was hustling at the time, hustling, the city was turned up, TNT was not kicking open doors. In that era, we all shifted out of town, came back. What's the next hustle? The music business. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Everybody joined in. Like all of the hustlers was like, y'all making millions of dollars,
Right.
right? So I was one of them. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this. So that's how it originally started. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It was like, and at the time, Big was signed to Uptown, right? He had just got his deal with Uptown, right? But then they got kicked out of Uptown. So we didn't have the deal yet at all. You know what I'm saying? Once Puff got the deal at Arista, I started shopping the Junior Mafia, right? We had no demo. I think we might have had one demo or two songs that we had produced at Daddy O Studio.
Right.
And it was Lyrical Wizardry, which was Klepto and Big. And if people really listen to that record, Klepto held his own against Big on that record. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? On the Junior Mafia first album.
Right.
Um, and it was another song, right? That's the only demos we had. And so we went around the music business. I had the poster and them demos. Biggie had Party and Bullshit. So as Puff was just got the deal, I met with Arista Clive Davis. He said, yo, I love the concept, right? I just gave Puff a lot of money. Do the deal with Bad Boy, right? So Big was like, nah, we're not gonna do it with Bad Boy, but just take the meeting,
Right.
right? So I said, okay, I'll go take the meeting, right? So next thing you know, I go take the meeting. The movie that I wrote and directed called The Perfect Holiday, there's a scene with Charlie Murphy in this conference room listening to Cat Williams, trying to get him to focus on his demo tape, his new Christmas
Yeah.
album.
I seen it. Yeah,
And
I know what you're talking
Charlie's
about.
getting his nails done, and he got all of the stylists. That's exactly what Puff did to me in that meeting.
Wow.
I'm telling you verbatim, nigga. He was looking at me like I was an alien.
Right.
Like, nigga, I just got $40 million. Who are you?
Right.
And how you in here telling me Biggie's gonna be this, his group's gonna be this? You know, I'm doing the show,
Right.
right? He like, who the hell are you, nigga? This Biggie's my artist, right? So Big's like, fuck it, don't worry about it. So we go around. I stopped off at Russell. I used the word sex symbol. Big's gonna be a sex symbol. Russell was like, that big black ugly motherfucker. Heavy D's a sex symbol, nigga.
Right.
I was like, you don't know this guy. I seen this guy. You don't know. He's charming. He's this. So fast forward, you know what I'm saying? The music, the deals. Like we can go all day about the steps
Right.
of how we got there, but the rest is kind of sort of
Right.
history along with story, but it was an amazing story, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But that's just the crux of how we started, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And and we're gonna stick with this for a minute, but just because I heard you talking about it so much, is this part of the documentary that you're doing or in the process of
Well,
doing?
it's interesting because people keep saying documentary, they say we're the book,
Right.
but it's literally a television series.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I say that it's the all-star game of the music business, right? And it's really a story that's told through my voice and my journey and Biggie's voice and his journey, but through me. Not everybody else has a story, but it's just a personal story between me and him. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a whodunit of who killed Biggie.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end, you're going to see who the suspects are, who was actually responsible for the murder,
Wow.
right? So that's the whole
Right.
crux of what Fulton Street is.
The murder, the actual.
Yes. Who killed Biggie?
Wow. Wow. My man over here looking like that's crazy. So yeah, it is
But
absolutely.
but I tell people when Biggie first got killed, murdered, nobody ever asked me, Cam,
Right.
yo, who do you think killed Biggie? Right?
Right.
No interviewer, no police. They've done a million documentaries, a million movies, and that questions never came to me, right? So I'm saying, but damn, if I think about it, I'm I'm supposed to be technically, because I was his business partner, his only true business partner. He was signed to Bad Boy, but when it came to business, I was his partner.
Right.
Like, aren't you supposed to have a conversation with the partner
Right. Absolutely. 100%.
and the wife?
Yeah.
Those are the first two people you be like, hey, because if you listen to people tell the story, right? There's a story out there that says Biggie they seen a $64 million contract with your name in it,
Mhm.
Charlie Baltimore's name in it,
Right.
and the mafia's name in it, right?
Right.
Then unfortunately, Big dies.
Right.
But
I
if
want
you
to. I
let
want.
people tell
I
the
want to get to
story,
that. I don't want
I
to. I don't.
still got
Right. I don't
it.
want to rush over that because that was part of
Nah,
that was
I'm saying, I'm just
right. No, because
yeah,
I
but that's the way it's been happening, right?
right.
I want to tell the story in
Right.
context, but everybody wants to get to and I'm saying, nah, I'm gonna tell the story my way because y'all never asked me. So now I'm gonna tell everybody at one time,
Right.
right? But we're gonna start from the beginning.
Exactly.
We're gonna go back from the day one, me coming home from the jail, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Buster in Westinghouse,
Right.
and we're gonna start from there.
Right.
So that's how I'm telling the story.
Now, that sounds super dope. I know we've been talking about it for a minute, but it's going to take a while to get that detailed to get it done. You know what I'm saying? It sounds very
Right.
from just you talking now. It sounds very, very detailed. So
Yeah.
just to speed up a little bit for the audience as well. So Un ends up getting this deal called Undies, partner with Biggie, where Junior Mafia comes out. Little Kim, if I'm not mistaken, was on
Mm-hmm.
Undies as well, and that was
Yep.
you and Biggie pushing her to be the superstar that she turned out to be and still is to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Just to fast forward past that a little bit. After Biggie died, and like, because you was about to talk about it, you had this label that was called Entertainment. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's the label I ended up doing the deal with. Now, was that label already in the process before Big died, or did you start that after Big died as a separate entity?
That as a separate entity, that came up after Big died.
Right.
And the reason why um is because I couldn't I couldn't take the new family and the old Biggie family, and because I attempted, and I'm gonna tell you how I attempted.
Right.
I tried to make it one thing,
Hmm.
right? Because that's what Biggie would have done.
Right.
Regardless to how people would have felt, there wouldn't have probably been an entertainment.
Right.
You would have been on Undies.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and like I said, when I tried, my first marketing with you, trying to help you, was, remember, with them,
Right.
with the Gerald Levert record.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
You know what
remember.
I'm saying?
Yep.
I was saying, let's do this is what Big wanted. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? So that was the first record that I think that might have been the first record me and you
Yeah,
did
it
together,
was. Yeah, we shot a video and all that.
right?
Yep.
Shot the video and all that,
Yep.
right? So, and what was that? A
I
soundtrack
think it
or
was a
something?
soundtrack. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So, so I was attempting to keep it Biggie. Like, this is what Biggie plans were. This is what he wanted. And it kind of didn't look like it was going to happen. And I'm like, so I said, I'm gonna do entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I'm a honor Big's wishes. I'm a get Cam and I'm gonna get them signed. I didn't even have the deal yet.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It was it before I even, you know what I'm saying? Before I seen you at the video, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't even a thing yet.
Right.
I just said, when I seen you, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to sign you. So I went and got the deal at Epic.
Right.
Just to sign you and Charlie.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's how it originally started.
Right.
All right. Yeah. No, listen. Come. Let me holler at y'all real quick. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Keep it 100 with y'all. May's sick of it. He said, y'all not rapping like y'all hungry. Y'all not rapping like y'all want the money. It ain't up to his standards. So shout out to Killer May. I'm the new judge, man. Hey, that does not mean just because you DM me or whatever that we super cool. And listen, I'm a sneakerhead, so pair of Airs, pair of Jordans, I might put fuck with y'all. Listen, I'm here to announce the last week's winner between P from the Bronx and B Magic. Damn, I don't know where you from, B Magic, but I seen you before. I watched your battles before. You rap real good, man. But the fans decided P won. So shout out to P from the Bronx. He won. But listen, y'all just go a little bit more harder. I'm not here to judge nobody. No, I am judging. Man, fuck that. I'm judging. Go get the work, man. And it's free money. Who don't like free money? What the fuck, y'all? Everybody, y'all, all y'all niggas rich? Like, nobody's hungry? Give it to me. Listen, you can get that shit to me, man. But listen, shout out to the Killer Countdown, man. We see who's up next, you know what I mean, for next week, and we pick another winner. Like I said, I'm the judge, so. It's your boy, Sin City. Ooh.
Yo, so today we got an ill battle, man. It's J400 Block against Mac Myron. Yo, what's good, fellas?
Let's get it.
Ready.
Let's get it. So listen,
Ready,
everybody out there, listen, it's 1 round, 2 minutes. The fans get to vote, but the ultimate vote is going to be by my man Mason Betha deciding who goes to the next round. 2 minutes, fellas. Anybody want to go first, or y'all want me to flip a coin to see who go first?
No, I'll shut it off.
Okay.
All right.
Jay, it's on you. 2
I'll
minutes.
set
We
it
getting
off.
ready to start.
All right.
Taylor, you got the clock ready?
400 versus Mac Myron. I ain't asked for that. To keep it 100, I got a baldy, but you actually whack. I'm whipping a Pontiac and Pontiac. Yeah, I got ill will, but when JCU just know it's a Mac for Mac. You're back.
Nice clock running. How much time he got left? If he don't get back on, the clock running. He got 1:40. Nigga.
Man, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Somebody tried to hit me and shit now. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I'm
your clock running though, bro. You got 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Everything count.
Oh, shit.
Wi-Fi, cars getting hit, all that. You got 1 minute. 5.
So on Cam, so fam, if that happened, I gotta talk with Flea, but Mac, until that happened, you just talk to me. React, get drugged, and drug again, it's a relapse. Right in front of this Cam to show you I really mean that. With something nickel-plated to pick him off like a D-back. The one I cock first, I'll put you on the T, Mac, believe that. Show enough, Leroy, we pass acting. Tie Mac to the back of the whip for the last dragon. I hop out the black TLX, we trunking bitches. Packing Mac in the back of the act, no pun intended. If I let this Mac off, it'll have him leaking Mac sauce. I'm from a place where drugs, murder, and cash talk. Where dope prices lower than what the gas Cause stamps say Epsom, shit stronger than bath salt. So you better move along, for I leave him on the lawn. Been the corner where he's sleeping, I'm creeping up the joint. 4-door with 3 shooters with heaters in the palm. Drive by, have his block sounding like ether coming on, a stomach shot. Then another one to the lung. It'll be deja vu like Lord Tariq if he running with guns. He really think that he one of them ones. Till something hot boil in his mouth like an abscess just for bumping his gums. See, my word is my bond and I move off that. You lucky it's 2 minutes, nigga. How you gonna act?
Damn, he couldn't. You caught that. You caught that for a nigga phone fell and all that. But everything goes if you're just so everybody knows for future rounds, because you know we still got 2 more rounds. If your Wi-Fi gotta be right. If you're in the car and it get bumped, it's not the other person's fault. So make sure y'all in a good environment moving forward. But that was tough, man. I like the way you came back. Yep.
Yeah, good looking, gang.
No problem. It's on you, bro.
Tell me when to go.
As soon as you start rhyming, the time going.
Nigga, the feather and fireball. Wait a minute. Hold on. Fuck that. Boy, why do your head look like a half a nutsack? Let me guess, you touch racks and kill shit when the lead flying. When he was 12, the doctors diagnosed him with butt cheek headitis. Yeah, you got that ass head. Clifford left his ass red. You finna sleep for a really long time like you had meds. If you think about it, a coffin, that's your last bed. Remember Trey showed his homies a body? They finna find your ass dead. Asshead, I popped up and made a scene. This ratchet, it blew Jay and it gave him wings. You know the crazy thing? That tough shit, you should dead that. Be in the spittle real sick. A Jersey nigga with his head wrapped. Dead facts, you finna fuck up the night. I've been sipping lean with clean, I'm talking hundreds of pints. 2 texts. 1 for him and 1 for the Sprite. A shot split 400, they gon' give me 200 to life. Ain't none of this nice. You think you fucking with this? Boy, I will bet $1 million to a bucket of shit. I'm a train and date a car, leave you stuck in the whip. Soon as I drop Jay, I know somebody fucking my bitch. You know it's kinda rare if we see Jay do something. Another gay battle rapper, bitch, you J200. See, a lot of people don't know you, but bitch, I've been known. See, Jay suffers from a rare disease called booty head syndrome. Nigga, get gone. Battling me, your biggest blessing. This nigga can't stomach this L. He got indigestion. You know I draw with the biggest weapon. All the trunks I put niggas in, I could have gave out swimming lessons. If I skirt past, nigga, you finna get dirt bag. This ratchet was made in China. Come get your shirt tag. You know what happened if I burst mags? You'll go to hell like the X-Man pussy. First class. Your bitch heard how I move in them streets. I'm still a demon. Why you think she wanna come home with me? It's killer season. Sports, drugs, entertainment. Them the perfect ways. Crime pays. I made a killing off of Purple Haze. It was all on cam. I really mean it. I hold the thunder. Boy, I will fart under your kid's blanket and hold them under. You don't wanna get robbed? You better say please. I let it flash and sit a rap nigga down. You better say, man, Yaktown in this bitch.
Both y'all niggas did what y'all had to do. That shit was super tough. So that's why I was going to ask you, why don't you think it worked with Junior Mafia, myself, or Charlie, or whoever else you had in mind doing it? Do you think it's because they had such a close relationship with Big and I was new, or Charlie was new? Charlie Baltimore, we're all talking about for the audience, which was one of the artists as well. And it was just like, yo, who is these niggas? Like, yo, my nigga, like, yo, come on, man. We don't, like, they didn't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, which is fine. I just want to know. Go ahead.
I don't think, I don't really know the story.
Mm-hmm.
But if we sat here and we kind of went through the story and try to unfold some of the trauma of those times, right? And try to figure it all out. I just think that it probably was the new family, right? And that's because, you know, like I said, Biggie was everything to them.
Right.
He was everything to a lot of people, right? So now he's gone. Everybody's looking for, well, who's gonna be the guy who keeps us going, right? So they was leading towards Puff, And I know you know me and Puff's relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because you was around with Mace and Bad Boy, and because you was on the Bad Boy tour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know how, it was everything that we was doing. We was pushing to promote Cam and Charlie, but it was a thing where the only thing that I was kind of like all the way saddened by, even to this day, is because this is what Biggie wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you helped them, right? Crushing you was
Yep.
huge, right? So, and Biggie understood that. He wanted to reward you for that. He was like, nah, this guy, you know what I'm saying? Because he needed y'all for Caesar's album.
Right.
That's why I used to tell Caesar them, he wanted you and Mace to, I knew the producers and everything. We had a plan for Caesar's album. Why give us that big record and go away from it?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, there was a plan. There was a straight plan. And I was just the only one who really was trying to make it come to fruition. That's why I fought so hard and did the things that I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause we was trying to build something and we knew how successful we could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that we couldn't have been successful if Big, like I said, if he had been here, you would have seen your life in a whole nother way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Mesa attests to how strong he was when it was, yo, this he with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that look,
Yeah.
would have been.
Yeah. He's the biggest rapper in the world, man. That's why I was,
You know what I'm saying?
like I said, that day is engraved in my brain to this day, almost 30 years later, because it was you and the biggest rappers in the world. Like, that's your homeboy. That's the number one rapper to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I didn't watch it grow. I pause. I watched it when it already had happened. You understand? So when I'm near, I'm like, bro, it's an amazing time. So you had alluded to how you had got a deal with Epic Records for, and I remember we was running around with the 64 shirts on because 64 mil. I didn't never know what the truth or what was a budget and what wasn't a budget. I just know that the Hit Factory was running out for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And was it true or not? I never asked you. Was your deal worth 64 million when you got the entertainment deal at Epic?
See, I have a story, and Jacob York has a story.
Jacob, my bro. Yeah, so what's your story?
You and I both know
Right.
that there's a story.
Absolutely. I never asked. That's what I'm asking.
See, okay, I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Okay.
You know where this $64 million came from?
I'm listening.
Puff went on Angie Martinez's radio show and said, New York City, got $64 million in the trunk.
In the trunk.
Y'all get him. He literally put the wolves on me on New York City race. $64 million, he said, Cam, right. In the hood. I'm still really
transitioning.
You know, because Big, listen, we was gonna renegotiate if Big had made it back.
Right.
Right? Because that was the plan.
Right.
We sold millions of records, so you know the re-up was gonna be crazy. Right? So now he doesn't come back. So now I'm sitting out here trying to figure it out. I can go get a deal at Epic. Puff says I got $64 million in the trunk.
Right.
Being a marketing guy,
run with it.
That.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying,
right.
Cam? Because you back then we was marketing guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you know how it was back then.
Right.
Right. So No, it wasn't. Listen, Irv Gotti, God bless the dead, tells a story that you could pull up, and he talks about a story about how he sold all these millions of records, right? And then he says, Epic offers me $3 million. Why would I get $64 million and
if it's
Irv
getting
only
$3
gets
million.
$3 million,
Right.
Cam? So this is what I'm saying. Like, people just bought into our marketing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yes, we had the ability to sign artists at a certain budget, and we were assigned a marketing budget for each of those artists. That was overhead, and that was all.
So basically, it was. Go ahead, I'm finished.
If that added up to $64 million,
Right.
then so be it.
Yeah. See, my whole thing was, to me, I didn't ever question it, because it was, if you got the Hit Factory, the Michael Jackson room every day, 7 days a week for a year, it's a lot of money. I don't even remember the cost of what an hour in the Hit Factory. I know he's buying 12-hour slots.
I was spending money.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
We was spending money.
Right.
But the only good thing about me, Cam, is that I was using soundtrack money.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? See, I was smart. Because remember, I learned the business, and I got my education at Atlantic.
Okay.
So by the time I got to entertainment, I knew how to make money, how to budgets, and I knew how to, okay, it's all about recoupment over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, we were ready to take over the world by that time.
Right.
We just didn't, once you hear the story, you'll see, like, damn, I didn't, the stuff that you don't even know about, the stuff that we went through. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I can't do this to them. Like, they didn't care about artists back then. They cared about sales, right? So you at some point you understood that. You learned that
later on.
Like, okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's about this cash flow, right? It's about putting these albums in there and keep getting that money to keep doing it, right? So, as time went on, we learned.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's good to know, because I remember we was running around Miami with the 64 jersey. I'm like, niggas got 64. But I get it. I took, listen, I'm a nigga that bought a, I'm a nigga, listen, hold on.
If I had $64 million, Cam, I guarantee you would have got 10 of that.
Now listen to me, check it, right? I totally get it. I'm a nigga, my first car, it was a 500. It was the same body as the 600. I took the 5 off and I put the 600 on it because it made a difference. It was a 500, but I tell niggas I got the 600 because it looks better with the 600. So you don't have to even, you don't even have to explain that. Now, as time goes on at Epic, we end up doing my album. My album did very well. It went gold. But eventually, after a while, you ended up parting ways. I like all this stuff I never really asked. So I'm asking as a friend, as a fan, as a nigga who was a part of it, who never even wanted to question it. Why did you, and I don't want to use the word lose your deal, or why did you part ways with Epic, and how did that actually go? Because I know you had other artists, but it seemed like I was the only artist that came out outside of soundtracks. How did the Epic deal fall apart?
The Epic deal fell apart is because one day a guy named Barry Hankerson called me to his office. And I said, okay, Barry, I'm going to come see you. I go to the office. Jimmy Henchman is sitting in the office. So I'm like, okay, I'm used to that. Because they used to come to my office. So I go to the office. All of a sudden, Dave McPherson walks by in the hallway.
Dave McPherson, for the audience that doesn't know, was president of Epic, or he had some type of slide. What was his exact title at Epic?
When I was there, he was the senior VP of A&R.
Okay.
When he was there with me.
Right. So Dave McPherson walks past. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
He walks past, right? And he doesn't say anything, right? So the next thing you know, we chop it up, me, Barry, and Jimmy. So next thing I know, I get back to my office and I start getting all of these calls from Epic. Tommy Mottola, Polly Anthony, Dave Glue. And they're all screaming, why did you threaten Dave McPherson? And I said, when did I threaten Dave McPherson?
All right.
They said, well, Dave McPherson said that he just left you over there with Barry Hankerson and Jimmy Henchman, and he got threatened. And I said, I didn't even speak to him. He just walked past.
Right.
Right? So I'm assuming that it was some sort of Barry Hankerson and them tactic, right? That's because that's the only thing that comes to my mind. Because I'm like, you know, I'm trying to help you. Like you new in this building. They're making you, because we selling records, right? So we got high profile in the building, right? Everybody who wants that president job got to come to my office and meet with Un. They said, you have to talk to Un. Chris Lighty, Andre Harrell, L.A. Reid's brother, everybody who came and wanted that president job, they had to meet with me and they had to meet with Power and RZA. Because we was the only ones in the building doing units, right? Yep. So now all of a sudden you say that I threatened you. So when I went to see Tommy, he was like, yo, Barry Hankerson, why did you go to Barry Hankerson? And I'm saying, yo, I did not have nothing to do, whatever they got going on. And I look, literally, the next day, I got, yo, they don't want to do business with you. Cam is signing off on this. He's willing to move on. We going, you can take Charlie, you could take everybody else, but you can't take Cam. And I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, and remember, SDE wasn't even out yet.
Yeah.
Right? So we sold all these albums. We in the black. We selling massive amounts of maxi singles. See, people don't know I was the king of maxi singles, Cam. Right. We were selling maxi singles at $5.99.
Right.
Gold in millions, platinum maxi singles. We was recouping up the ass.
Right.
Because like I tell people, our deal was structured 50%. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, y'all can't be serious. I'm doing numbers. But like I said, I could, between me and you say, well, I might vent and I might say things about how things went. And I'm saying, do y'all really understand that we just gave them back everything we worked for? Everything we ever worked for, they just took it. We was doing numbers, bro. We was doing numbers. Like I said, I can move on to Charlie. The only thing that could have possibly outweighed all of that, because at some point, Dave, they was on some, I don't feel safe. So you know how that was. You went up there after me.
Right.
So you know.
Absolutely, I get it.
Psyche, right? So, but if they had gave me that Murder Inc. record on Charlie, worldwide, you've seen the top of the pops, you've seen the global push I didn't care about the US when it came to her. We would have did 5 million worldwide.
Right.
We would have been Cam, we would have cashed. We'd have did them dirty.
Right. Yeah, because
I never got a chance to renegotiate no times.
right.
I sold millions of records for Atlantic and Sony and never got a chance to re-up.
See, and that's the whole thing about it. So the thing about, and just give you my point of view, is that I didn't really know the record business until after SDE, to be totally honest with you, because to me, you guys was good to me. I didn't really have to sit there and say, oh, question anything. The way it was presented to me, just so you know, when I was dealing with Andrew Berkman, shout out to Andrew Berkman, who was my lawyer at the time, the way it was presented to me was that, look, Un is losing his deal at Epic. Contractually, Epic's allowed to take whatever artists they want from entertainment because Epic, I didn't know if it's a joint venture. Like I said, I didn't know if it's a joint venture. There's the parent company, distribution, whatever the case may be. The way it was presented to me was that you're going to have to go with Epic because they have the rights to all of entertainment's artists and they want you. And that's when I was like, shit, what the fuck I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? You got to realize at this particular point, I'm probably 22 years old, maybe 20. Yeah, I'm 22 years old at this time. So I'm saying to myself, all right, I guess this is what I got to do. To me, it's like more of a, if you're looking at the NBA, I'm just giving an example, and you're playing with the Knicks and then you get traded to Orlando. All right, I just got traded. That's how I looked at it at that particular moment, because I seen the interview and you was like, if Cam would have stayed loyal and we could have did this and the third. To me, it wasn't even a loyal situation. It was more of a situation where I didn't have a opinion in it. Now, maybe you're right, and I didn't look at it in hindsight as a 22-year-old that I could have been like, well, let me dig into this deeper. I was just paused. I was just looking at it from, all right, if they lost the deal and Epic has the rights to me, then I just got to go to Epic. That's just, it is what it is. So when I see you say that, I'm like, as far as my lawyer told me, it wasn't even no opportunity for me to stay with Un if I did want to stay with Un. It was one of them shits where, this is what it is, Cam. Get over here and do the next project. And then when I got to Epic and did the album, I realized, nah, these niggas don't really get it. They don't understand it. They stealing out the budget, marketing, promotion, radio. They wasn't doing the right thing, and that's why I had to get out that situation. But I did want to explain that to you. It wasn't about not being loyal. It was about, Cam, this is your only opportunity at Cameron at a 22-year-old age, not understanding the business, watching me sell 3, 4, 5 million records, and then sit there saying, okay, why isn't my shit going to like this? Not because of you or anybody else. I'm just saying, damn, they shoving me around here, cool. So that's what I wanted to explain to you. It wasn't about being disloyal. It was like, that's the only thing I thought I could do. And that's how my attorney presented to me at the time. So.
Yo, you know why I was a little, it bothered me a lot because I knew me and your relationship, right? And I said, why didn't me and Cam ever talk about it? Like, what was going on at that time?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I don't know if it was I don't really, because like I said, it was a lot of things was traumatic, it was a lot of haze and fog. And I'm saying at one point, he just disappeared out of my life. You know what I'm saying? Right. And the way you saying is that, so you're saying after that conversation, we just went dark?
That's a great question, because I don't remember. I remember when we was doing, it's funny. I remember when I met Jewels after my first album, and we was doing music in that studio on like fucking 22nd and Broadway. Electric Lady. I can't even remember the name of the studio, but you came in there a few times when I was recording the album. Me, Jim Digger was in there. I just met Jewels. He was in there and shit. And you popped in a few times, but that's a great question to where you'd be like, when did it go like dark that where we did? Because I never had a problem with you.
I have no idea.
Right. I can't put a finger on it either, because I've never had a problem with you ever. That's why I'm like.
Recently, I had to ask Jacob, what was the single off of SDE?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, let me know. And I said, I did the video for Let Me Know.
Right.
After Let Me Know, I don't remember what happened.
Yeah.
I know I was excited about the album and you, because remember we had the billboard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We was
Absolutely.
It was all of the everything was going. You know, we had the ads. We got sued.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so things started kind of
Yeah.
falling apart after that. I remember that things because we had the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The billboard really fucked us up because we was proud of
Yeah,
it.
and it was
You know what I'm saying?
on 2/5. That meant a lot in Harlem.
It was on 2/5,
Yeah,
my
it
nigga.
meant that meant a lot.
It was on
Yeah,
2/5,
but
bro.
that's a good question because it's not and like I said, there's other people too, and I'd be like, I can't put a finger on when it went dark because I know, like I said, even in the past because me and Jacob, even after maybe me and you stopped speaking for not for anything bad, I always continue to speak to Jacob because Jacob's one of the smartest niggas I know. So I call Jacob for advice all the time. I send Jacob money sometimes. You like, what's this for? I'm like, nah, the shit you told me, you don't know what I'm about to go do, nigga. I'm about to take that information and make 50,000 off what you just told me. This the least I could do. I stayed in contact with him through Roc-A-Fella. He was there. After Roc-A-Fella, movies, even like with Shot Kevin. Me and Jacob always stayed in contact. So that's a great question. I can't answer where it went to a point to where me and you stopped speaking.
I mean, Cam, we used to play basketball. We used to like.
I used to bust your ass in basketball.
No, Cam,
You just changed
that's
from
a
playing
lie.
basketball.
That is
I used
a
to bust your
lie.
ass in basketball.
That is a lie.
That's something totally
You're
different.
the only person that you had. He was strong as a motherfucker. What's his name? Little short, stocky dude. He used to have wild hair.
I don't remember. I know.
What was his name?
I'm the best nigga in my crew, so I don't know who you talking about.
Nah, bro.
Wow.
Nah. Because I think you might have. Did you come to Bearsville?
Nah, I never been there.
Oh, you never been to Bearsville? Okay, that was it. We didn't play ball in Bearsville.
Nah, man.
Inside the studio did y'all have a rim inside the studio?
Yeah, but
y'all had the rim inside the studio, right?
Yeah, nigga.
In the hip factory.
Yes, exactly. Listen, I ain't gonna argue with you about no basketball. We can argue about music. I ain't gonna argue with you about no basketball, man.
In the studio.
What happened?
Nah, you used to be good, Cam.
I know. I'm not. It's not an argument. It's documented.
Nah, I'm talking about when you should have passed the ball to Mace.
I was all right after that too. I was pretty good after that too, man.